Hi guys, I want to take you through the farming a little bit, the advanced farming. It's raining right now. What I've done is I put a whole bunch of farm plots that I dug up and put a campfire in one of these water tanks. So you'll find these water tanks, they're necessary to be able to water the crops, provide water for the crops, and you'll find those typically on some farms, maybe some warehouses. So you just pick them up by holding the E key, and that should be good enough for you. Put a generator in because at night they do need light, and it being raining is nice because what happens whenever you see rainwater here in these plots, 0.6, over time, as water accumulates through rain, they will actually fill up these farm plots with water so that they don't depend on a water source like this. So if for some reason your water barrel becomes empty, the way it works is each crop uses 1 water per cycle, and I believe there's 3 cycles, so it's 3 water per crop if you want it to be fully grown. The crop will be able to use the accumulated water from rain. Now, obviously, it doesn't fill up right away. Rain will take a bit of time for the plot to accumulate enough. And so what we'll do now is I just want to show you how far this tank can go in order to supply water. So the first thing we need to do is actually find source of water. Let's go down and yeah, there's a sink over here. So we'll fill it up at the sink using the secondary action. And so now we've got some water here. Go back up. And we can fill this here. And what that does is it enables us to plant. So we'll plant all around, plant a few. See, it says crop temperature too low, which is good. So in order for this to grow, it has to have water. It needs the temperature to be good enough, and it needs some lights in the evening. So let's turn this on. As soon as we turn this on, I don't know if you noticed, but the degrees went up by about 20. So it might or might not be sufficient when you're in the snow biome. But right now it's missing. If we were to turn it off, it's missing like 0.03 degrees for it to grow. So let's just turn this back on. And if you were in the desert, because it gets warm, then the water requirements for the crops will be higher, unless it's something like yucca or coffee that can survive hot weather. It's not as bad, so it will only use 1 water per cycle instead of 2. So now in terms of this water supply being able to supply water to the crops, I've been able to calculate that it can go all the way there. So it says light required, so we're still missing a light, but it should be able to, if we were to count, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 plots diagonal from the water source is as far as it can go. Now what we do need is a light on top of this, so let's go and get one from the POI itself. Should be some inside. Yeah, there's one right there. Let's leave that one because it's providing light. Now hold E and take one of these. And so you can pretty much take any light source. You could take one of these if you wanted. Doesn't really matter. Right now, they're all the same. So let's go back up. And we will put this one here. Let's hook it up to the generator. There we go. So this is providing some lighting, and now this is growing. Now in terms of how far it can go, we can do a few tests. So it can go and light up this one, but not that one. So in terms of lighting, it can go for this height, which is it's high enough to be able to accommodate the corn plants, because the corn plant is fairly high, requires a lot of height. It can go 1, 2, 3 diagonally from right under the lights. But if the light was closer down, if we were to pick something like aloe, let's take aloe as a seeds. So we'll remove this. We will grab this and maybe drop it down 1 level. Hook it back up. And aloe shouldn't take as much room. There, it can fit under. So right now, see, because it's lower by 1, it can now reach these 2. So it's something to consider where you put the lights. Maybe put a plant that doesn't require as much room right under your lights so that it can go further.